They say I'm bitter, that I'm using my kids as pawns. I'm punishing my ex-husband's new wife by refusing to let her homeschool my children with hers. But I'm just trying to give my kids a normal childhood, one they want. So tell me, am I wrong? My name is Claire. I'm 31 and a mother of two, Jake, 9, and Lily, 8. My ex-husband, Aaron, is 35. We were married for nearly a decade, a lifetime in some ways, before everything fell apart. Aaron cheated.
Simple as that.
He had an affair with a woman named Nicole, a homeschooled mom of 4 kids from her previous relationship. They met at some local community event, bonded over parenting and faith, and I don't even know anymore. All I know, it ended our marriage. Within months of our separation, he had moved in with Nicole. Not long after that, they had a baby together. Now that baby is 2 years old, and she's pregnant again. 7 children between them.
2 of them are mine.
I've tried to be civil, tried to let go of the bitterness. It's not always easy, especially when the very person he cheated with is now trying to play a maternal role in my kids' lives. But I've made my peace with it. Mostly. Until the homeschooling war began. Nicole homeschooled her 4 kids before Aaron ever came into the picture. I didn't think much of it at the time, to each their own, right? But the moment our kids started transitioning between our households, I realized how different the 2 worlds were. At my house, Jake and Lily had backpacks, school lunches, playdates, sports teams, and routines. At Nicole's house, every day was spent at the kitchen table or on learning walks, through the park, or hours of co-op Zoom calls with other homeschoolers. It's not inherently bad, but it's not for my kids. Nicole made little comments even early on, subtle ones like, it must be hard for them to be around all that peer pressure. Or, public schools don't always encourage critical thinking. I bit my tongue. Let it go. That was her opinion. Whatever. But then came the first real ask. Have you ever considered homeschooling Jake and Lily, too? It would be so good for sibling bonding. That's when I realized Nicole didn't just want my kids to feel included. She wanted control. Aaron started bringing it up, too. Suddenly, this man, who had never attended a parent-teacher conference during our marriage, was very concerned about the benefits of homeschooling. It would make transitions easier, he said. Nicole already has the curriculum. It's just unfair to the other kids when Jake and Lily get to escape to school. Escape? They saw it as abandonment. That my kids were somehow showing up the others by going off to school. It was a statement against their lifestyle. Nicole told me once, without blinking, that her 11-year-old daughter cried because Jake got to go to the public school down the road. It's hard, Claire. It's hard for my kids to see that and feel left out. I was sympathetic for a moment, but then I thought, this is life in a blended family. There are different parents, different choices, and different rules. That's the nature of it. You don't get to run my household. And I said so. They didn't expect this part. Jake and Lily like school. They like their teachers, their friends, the soccer team, the science fairs, and the cafeteria spaghetti. When Aaron casually asked them how they'd feel about staying home all day with Nicole and the rest of the kids, Lily cried. Jake asked me point blank, Mom, are you going to make us stay there forever? That broke me. I reassured them.
No, I said.
No one was going to make them leave school. Not while I had any say in the matter. That's when I stopped playing nice. I called my lawyer, not because I was in a panic, but because I knew where this was going. Nicole and Aaron were going to try and bulldoze me into submission. So we sent a letter. Official.
Clear.
Firm. I would not agree to homeschool. My children would remain enrolled in public school.
Period.
Everything documented. Every conversation is recorded. Every email is saved. That's when Aaron blew up. He admitted, in writing no less, that they'd tried to push the issue with their attorney. They wanted a judge to override my decision, but their lawyer shut it down. It was my legal right. Sole educational decision-making rests with me, something that was decided at the time of our divorce. Still, that didn't stop the texts, the emails, the guilt trips. You're keeping Nicole from bonding with them. You're isolating the siblings. You're doing this just to be difficult. Once school ended for the summer, it intensified. Suddenly, every week was a new attempt. Nicole is dropping off homemade lesson plans. Aaron asked if I'd just give it a trial run for the summer, a group text linking me to homeschool blogs for inspiration, an invitation to a virtual family schooling Zoom event. I ignored most of it. Eventually, I had to block Nicole entirely. Aaron, I responded only when it concerned pickups and drop-offs. The worst part? They framed it like I was the one hurting the kids. Your stubbornness is affecting the entire family dynamic. But my kids, the only ones I have legal custody of, were happy. Isn't that what matters? Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Nicole does love my kids. Maybe she genuinely believes homeschooling is the best thing for children. Maybe she wants to create a unified, bonded family unit and feels the outside school experience is a wedge.
I can understand that.
But wanting to be a good stepmom does not entitle you to override a birth mother's decisions, especially when that birth mother has done nothing but protect, nurture, and prioritize her children's happiness. Wanting control, even for noble reasons, is still control. If I give in on homeschooling, what's next? Nicole is choosing which sports they can join and controlling what books they're allowed to read, dictating how holidays are split or celebrated. This isn't just about academics. It's about autonomy, boundaries, respect. I'm not trying to punish Aaron or make Nicole feel excluded, but I am trying to hold the line for my children's sake and mine. Because if I don't, who will? Am I wrong for refusing to even consider letting my kids be homeschooled with their step-siblings? Nicole and Aaron say yes. They think I'm being rigid, that I'm denying their siblings a chance to bond, that I'm prioritizing my pride over my family.
But I say no.
I say I'm protecting my kids, who have repeatedly expressed their desire to remain in school. I say Nicole's desire to blend our families doesn't override my rights as their mother. I say different households, different rules is a lesson all kids in blended families eventually learn. Jake and Lily start back in September. I've already bought their backpacks. They're excited about their new teachers. Nicole is still pushing. But I've made peace with being the villain in someone else's story if it means being the hero in my kids. Sometimes, doing what's right doesn't look fair to everyone. Sometimes boundaries look like bitterness. Sometimes protection looks like defiance. So I ask you, am I truly wrong? Or being inflexible and territorial? Now it's your turn to weigh in. Did Nicole overstep? Or was she just trying to bring the family together? Drop your verdict in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with anyone navigating co-parenting or blended family dynamics.